the Money Score today, joining me now is Jerry Riles, founder of the Rewind Sports 60, here to talk about opening days across the country.
Yes.
Always happy to have you on the show, Jerry.
You know, it's always a pleasure to be on the show, and I always look forward to joining you to talk sports and money. That's important.
Let's start with sports salaries now. So far, it looks like the Dodgers are leading the way with salary pay, followed by the Yankees and then the Red Sox. What do you think about this?
You know what? It's a changing of the game, and you know we have talked before that the Yankees usually had one of the higher payrolls, especially back during the day. You know, winners of what 27 National World Series titles. The old Steinbrenner, George Steinbrenner, was always open to get that pocketbook, sign those checks, and bring in the big name ball players. Now, once his son took over, those things kind of changed. The Yankees now are somewhat in a rebuilding form. And then you talk about the Los Angeles Dodgers with the payroll that they have. One reason behind it is Magic Johnson is a part of that ownership, and he comes from a winning pedigree, whether it's Michigan State, the Los Angeles Lakers, and now the Dodgers. Magic Johnson knows money talks. And you spend the money on the players, you get them, and you get a high return.
Now, we are in Chicago, so that means a lot of talk is going around about the Cubs, of course.
Yes.
So how are their numbers looking? What's happening there?
You know what, the Cubs, I mean, if you're a part of their organization, their franchise, it's like it's a Brinks truck outside of Wrigley Field, because the money just seems to continue to pour in and pour in and pour in. And the funny thing about the Cubs and Wrigleyville, we know that as kids growing up in Chicago, Wrigleyville situation. But now, if you've been over there on Clark and Addison, it is truly a Wrigleyville with all this, the restaurants and the hotels and everything that they're building over there. As far as the Cubs revenue is concerned, they are 5th on Forbes list. For generated revenue, and just in 2016, winning the World Series, I think they generated somewhere around $340 million, and the money for the Cubs and Major League Baseball definitely came during the postseason with that run for the World Series title.
Now, something else big that's happening is in the media and the way people watch the games as well.
Yeah, you know, Major League Baseball has set up an agreement with an outside company that now they're going to be streaming games to all your devices. So that's kind of like going to cut into some of the profit. And many of these teams, I think at least 15 or 16 teams are part of the streaming. So you can take the game anywhere you are, but it's only in your home market. Okay. And this is the wave of the future as far as watching sports and particularly watching baseball. The NFL has jumped into it as well as far as their streaming devices, and with Facebook Live and even Twitter, the sky's the limit as far as that's concerned.
Now, people say that, but at the same time, sales of big TVs
continue to
So
with the 4K and of course, but the reason being,
are people really okay with watching in little?
Sure, they are. Because you know, I've talked to some executives here in the Chicago market, and one of them pulled up to an intersection waiting on the red light, looked over to his right, and he sees people at the bus stop at the depot waiting, and they're all on their smartphone devices, and he said, I have to figure out how to get people to watch my program on their little devices. So they certainly are doing it.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
You're the best. Thank you.
You're the best.